Hurry, and I am ready to start our wonderful business building talk for tonight. I'm so excited to have all of you here, and I am, again, just really excited to be sharing. I had several of you ask questions about overcoming common objections from prospects, and then about encouraging new builders. So I wanted to go ahead and get started with that. I'm going to make sure that we have the YouTube and the Google Hangout link posted for everyone to share. And I'm just excited again about being here with you all. I'm going to go ahead and go through. I have 8 objections that I have listed that are really ones that you all listed as common objections that you're seeing every day in the field. And, I hope they're not being discouraging to you, but that they are actually something that you're able to learn from. So I'm going to address those for you here tonight, and then I'm also going to go ahead and take questions if anybody has them. So I'm excited to get started, and I'm going to go ahead with just talk a little bit generally about objections and then go into those 8 objections and then addressing how to encourage new builders. And if you have anything, please ask me in the chat window or address it in Facebook directly. That would be awesome, because then that way I can check back as needed to look at those questions you have or look at those common objections and how we can help you overcome those. I know that working as a team for me is something that I find incredibly helpful, and I hope that you will feel the same way, because it's something that you can just really pull together and decide what is the easiest way for you to go ahead and combat those issues together and crowdsource it rather than handling it on your own. I'm just making sure. Okay, so first let's talk about your objections, your personal objections or excuses, or however you want to phrase it. So your team that you're building, they're going to reflect you. What I mean by that is if you're always saying that this is so expensive and that you just have a hard time spending all the money to get the promos on ER, and you wish that you could buy more things, but it costs a lot, your team's going to start saying the same things. So please be aware that if you say those things, your team is also going to repeat them back to you and say the same things. If you say something like, I'm just so busy and I don't have childcare, your whole team is going to echo that sentiment, and they're all going to go around and say all the time, oh, I just can't have classes. It's so hard to get a babysitter, and my husband's gone, I don't have childcare. Your words are powerful, and your words really do reflect your heart and what you are doing. So be intentional with how you speak around and to your team and about your team, and realize that they are going to reflect what you say and how you feel. So first, we really need to deal with these innermost objections to be able to face and combat the objections that we really are going to hear every day from prospects. And I'll say, not that I've been doing this forever, but I've been doing it long enough now. I've heard some pretty crazy objections, and I will say I catch myself often just making sure I keep track and keep in check how I am feeling and the emotions that I am, really I'm putting out there in the world, because what you put out there does come back to you. That's the law of attraction, and that's also why we like to wear abundance oil. So what we put out comes back to us. So instead of looking at these challenges we face in your life as a negative experience, think how amazing things can turn out from really something that's like a roadblock, speed bump, plot twist. Think about how those things can be turned around, and you can use them for positive experience in your business and your life. So negativity and discouragement and fear, those things do creep in our lives, especially when we're really challenged by people around us about our business. So all of those things, they aren't of God, and quite frankly, they're not the intention of why you're doing this. They are not part of your why. So if you become discouraged, reach out to someone that can really lift you up. That can be someone on your team. That can be a resource you go to. It could be exercising, reading your Bible, reading an inspirational book. But look to that when you feel negative or discouraged. And when you feel fear creep in, affirm yourself and who you are, and find an affirming person, hopefully someone in your upline, to stand by you and tell you really the person you are and what your intentions are in this business. We also become afraid of success. We become afraid of success, and that is when we are being constantly challenged with these objections, and we find that we feel a little guilty about being successful. Maybe we have a negative relationship with money. So think about that, and again, that isn't a barrier. That's an objection to ourselves. And we shouldn't be afraid of success. We should know that we are destined to do great things, and that we are growing and changing and becoming healthier daily and helping others do the same. So stop listening to those negative voices. Don't surround yourself with 4 negative people, or you will be the 5th one. So watch your innermost circle and who you surround yourself with, and be confident in who you are and what you're sharing. You have an amazing product to offer the world. Amazing product. So let's go ahead and dig into those objections that others kind of throw at us. I want to introduce you first to something that when I first heard it, I really was like, oh, okay, feel, felt, found, great. I was reading it in business book after business book. I remember learning it as a financial advisor and then just being really reintroduced to it with network marketing. But let me tell you, every time I use this with someone, not only do they feel heard and understood, but I feel like I am communicating clearly with what they are actually wanting me to hear. So it might not be in their words, but the way I can go back through this with them, they know that they are being heard, and I know that I actually understand their intentional message. So feel, felt, found. So let's start this with just saying, oh, it's so expensive. I mean, $150. Who has that? You know, I'm working hard and I barely make enough money to cover our food every month. Or from someone who say it's just expensive because it's unnecessary. Or someone saying it's expensive and you know they have, you know, 10,000 extra dollars every month. It doesn't matter. It's all just in their words, what they say. So what you can say, and this is actually how I felt, so this is true. You can say, I understand how you feel about this chunk of money coming out of your monthly budget. I'll tell you, I actually felt the same way, and I wasn't sure if we were able to do it, wasn't sure if this was the right time, but here's what I found. Within the first 60 days of using Young Living Essential Oils, I used every single oil in the Everyday Oils kit, used my diffuser daily, helped my kid get over cold symptoms, I boosted our immunity, I replaced my household cleaners, I replaced my pain, pills that I was having to pop daily for my back. I helped us get over some really really yucky skin conditions. I improved my oral health, and I made homemade bleach. And those are just a few things. So I really do understand how you feel that way, but I hope you'll be encouraged when I tell you really what I end up finding out. So that might sound cheesy to some of you, but I want you to think about that type of communication. People want to be heard. When you come back and someone says it's expensive, and you say, yeah, well, let me know when you're ready and when you have the money, or, hey, you think at payday you'll be ready? You're not hearing what they're saying. They have not found the value in the purchase. If someone perceives the value of the Everyday Oils kit, they will not perceive it as expensive. They will look at it as an investment in their health. So your job is not to sell memberships of Young Living. Your job is to share how you use your oils so that your prospect can never tell you how they think it's expensive. And if they do, just come back in a very positive way with how you actually used your oils and how amazing. And then you can even talk about the cost savings. But what you don't want to do is word vomit all over them with, it is expensive, and here's how much an individual bottle is as a retail customer. No, you just want to try that feel, felt, found, and really make sure that they're being heard and understood. That is the most important part. A couple more things about when people say it's expensive. I want you to work with them and help them understand that it is still a smarter decision to buy the kit because the value is over $300 than to buy individual oils. And also when they say that, if they are your really good friend or they are seriously saying that objection even after you've shown them the value, then talk to them about cost savings that they can do from the kit and how you can work that out in their monthly, their budget, and say, what can we do to help you save $50 a month for it? And also, if you have those wonderful vouchers for enrollments, use them on people who need them. Use them on people who need them. Show them that you find value in them, especially if there's someone that's interested maybe in really helping their family in amazing ways, or if they're interested in sharing it with others or hosting a class themselves. So again, I understand how you feel. I felt the same way too, but here's what I found. So please, please, please practice that and try it. With the expensive one, again, you're showing them value. You are never agreeing that it is expensive. You can say that you thought it was expensive, but here's how you've seen changes. So the next one, and this is my least favorite, but it's funniest to me, is when people are like, oh, my husband's just not on board. Okay, well, that's all right. Let's talk about how we can work through that. When someone's husband is not on board, what you need to do is show their husband how awesome the oils are. You can also use, hey, my husband, really understands how your man feels. He felt the same way too, but after he used thieves cleaner that I made from the thieves oil and had pan away on his back. And man, well, after I bought him Shutran, been pretty amazing the changes in him. And here is what he has done. He used to have burning after he ate a lot of meals. We used lemon in his water, peppermint topically on the outside of the throat. Now he's no longer taking these 3 things. You following me? So same thing, but what you're doing is you are trying to connect with them. That lots of husbands feel that way, but you can't just say, oh yeah, he's a man. Man, men have a really hard time liking oils. That's not helpful. You're agreeing with the person that's saying that to you, that men have a hard time, and you're not making it any less of a hard time for them in their household. Show them the value. The other great thing you can do for men is either connecting men who have objections with another man, which, again, yes, it sounds silly and easy, but connect them with your husband or someone else on your team that's a man. Just make sure that they really understand that men do use the oils. They love the oils, and here's ways they use them. And also, again, talk to them about the value. Talk to them even about like the libido boosting their woman, their spouse gets from using oils, or how their kids are going to be a lot calmer because they're able to use these couple different blends that are going to really work with them and their attitude. So again, showing them the value. But what you want to do every time with husbands is connect them, as in the spouse, to reasons why they would benefit and like the oils. And if they love science, if that is their profession, career, or hobby, then connect them with information showing how oils work. Give them the heliointelligence of essential oils to borrow. Give them the chemistry of essential oils made simple. Give them your pocket reference for the weekend. Direct them to website articles. Tell them to explore PubMed, but you just want to show them that value. This is another one that I do. I actually personally kind of face this a lot. No time to learn or make things. Okay. So here's what I'll say about no time to learn or make things. So this is the one I probably personally have the hardest time with, because I agree that when I started using oils, I was like researching 2 hours a day. I was trying to figure everything out. I was so excited. And it did take a lot of time. But here's again, what you want to do with that is you want to let them know that you, hopefully as their sponsor and enroller, will give them that pocket reference guide where they can look up information quickly. You want to make sure that they have some kind of little cheat sheet, if it's just a one-pager or resource online, where they can look up easy uses for each oil in the Everyday Oils Kit. And then you want to let them know they don't have to make anything. Ever. My mom uses oils. Do you think she's ever made anything? No. She came to a make and take I did. She made stuff there and took it home, even though she had the same oils at her house to make the same stuff. But what she does is she has found that she likes the oils but would rather purchase the product. Well, that's amazing. Young Living has deodorant that they pre-make. Young Living has, obviously, the Thieves line. Young Living has supplements. Young Living, even, longevity soft gels. You can buy the oil and put them in an empty veggie capsule yourself, or you can buy them already made. So what I want you guys to think about is when someone is busy, you find their need. So if it's a busy mom and that has kids, and her kids either get sick or they have, issues focusing, concentrating, sleeping, you make it very, very easy for that busy mom to use lavender to help our kids calm down and get a restful night's sleep. You give that busy mom a solution for how to keep her kids healthy during the winter. Or let's say it's someone very busy, career-driven woman or man. They don't have to be single, but let's say no kids, and they really don't have time because they feel like they're traveling a lot or their lifestyle just doesn't really facilitate them sitting around reading about essential oils. You need to connect them with, if they care about toxins, which most people really do once you expose them to the information, which is the education piece, you can just talk to them about the diffuser. Talk to them about the science behind essential oils and how it will make them healthier just by putting them on, on their body and using them in their body. So connect them with a need, or connect them again with something that they perceive as valuable. So the no time objection is easy to get over if you direct them to the right resources. And not wanting to make things, again, get over that, go through it, push forward by introducing them to all the fabulous products that Young Living has to offer. And if they are willing, you always want to introduce ER as an opportunity really directly up front in case they are ready to jump on board and really get started with some of these products. So let's talk more and more about objections. I know a lot of you are like, oh, I only need to learn about money, but I really hope that money and the way I phrase it for you will help. They won't use them all. This one does happen. I hear it at classes a lot. They're like, oh, but I'll only really use lemon, or I think I only need peppermint. Well, here's what you want to show them. You want to show them the value of the diffuser by telling them about all the toxic products they might have in their home that freshen their home, purify the air, so they think, and ways to boost immunity, boost mood, set the tone for the day, help with concentration, help with focus, all those things. So the value of the diffuser is $150, or excuse me, $100 on its own. Then if they want to buy 1 or 2 oils, you're already at the $150 mark pretty easily. So you want to show them the value, and my number for me is always at least 4 of the 10 oils, and they get that bonus, because you want to show them how they'll use it every day in their lives. So please, please, please make sure that you really are covering the oils thoroughly in your classes, and that you are educating your members in your Facebook groups. If you run your own Facebook group, every single week you should make sure you're going through those everyday oils in some way. Either if it's posting a video you did or an online class, or you're going through them individually, especially if you have a newer group that has less than, say 500 people. If you are using your personal Facebook page, instead of posting all the oils at once, go through every oil in the Everyday Oils Kit and show your friends how you use each and every oil. I promise you, once you show them the value in, 40% of them, really it's better to aim for 6 or 60%, they will really understand the value of the kit. So help combat that won't use it all by saying, hey, I understand how you feel. I felt the same way too. I only wanted lavender and pan away, but here's what I found. I use lemon in this way. I use joy in this way. I use stress away, in the back of my neck every day to help combat stress, all kinds of things like that. I have had this one used a couple times. This is number 5. I don't live clean enough for these. I like to eat fast food, and I, really like bleach, and I like plugins, and frankly, my family's not ready to use something that's this healthy. A great way to address this with people is showing them that you don't have to change your whole life at once. Little by little, piece by piece, ridding your lives of one product at a time that could have potential carcinogens will improve your life and improve your health. So show them how it improves their family, and accept them and love them for the person they are. Don't change them at once. Help them improve incrementally to really improve, again, the life of their family. So please, with that one, don't laugh at it, and realize how hard it would be for someone to actually say that, and what a valid objection that really is for someone. It's just a fad. I actually love when people say this, because I love to say this back to them. I actually thought it was a fad too. I had no idea essential oils had been around since Babylonian tablets. I mean, they're the Bible, like 400 times. So kind of felt that way, and when I did the research, I learned all the documentation about essential oils and how they're God's medicine for us. And I've really found now that using a company that's been around for 20 years and really the leader in essential oils in the world, it's pretty amazing that they've been used for all these years. We just didn't know about it. I'm so happy we have Facebook and just the internet in general to educate us about these. I love using the oils in my family, and I just can't wait for you to try them and get into this ancient medicine that's been around forever. So again, I just sounded really excited and upbeat, and that's how I answer that question. That's how I answer and combat that objection, because people just don't know. When someone says it's just a fad, you need to educate them on how it is not a fad and how it's been around for thousands of years. If you do not know that information, then all you need to do is read more, learn more, absorb it, and project that. Okay, next, how are they different from other oils? I buy oils, and I buy like this $6 bottle of peppermint that lasts me like 4 years, and it smells good. Helps me a little with my nausea. What do you say back to that? I always direct them to seed2seal.com if we can look at it together. I do mention it if we're not together to look at later, but I really just try to stay really calm and talk to them about how Young Living is the only essential oil company in the world that owns and operates their own farms, how we triple test each and every batch of oil, how we have pure therapeutic grade oils, and everyone else can have 1 drop and label themselves as pure. And I really talk to them about knowing thy farmer. And I really just share with them, again, what I have found through my experience with Young Living. I share with them winter harvest information. Sometimes I'll share with them just some facts about the oils and how potent they are, about how I used to sanitize cloth diapers with another brand. It took me 10 drops. Now with Young Living, I can use one, so the quality and purity is unmatched. And I also talk about how I'm happy to use them even on my youngest, newborn, and how I have complete confidence in the company. So with that one, just try to really relax and not get uptight or offended if they try to compare Young Living to another company, but simply do not address the other company, right? Just shows that you believe there's a weakness. You just address Young Living in a positive way and tell them the real facts and how amazing of a company it is. So the next one, I cannot purchase monthly. I know once I use the oils, I'm going to love them and I'm going to buy more and more every month, and we don't have that in our budget. Okay? Well, a journey of 1,000 steps has to start with one. If you never start using the oils, you can never love them. You can never improve your health. So what you want to say to them is, yeah, understand again how you feel. $50 a month, $100 a month, that can really be a lot. I really felt the same way too and never intended to purchase on a monthly auto ship program. But here's what I found. Young Living only requires that you purchase $50 a year to stay as an active member. And if you choose to go inactive, you can reactivate at no cost to you. And $50 a year is like, it's a bottle of lemon and a bottle of purification, pretty much. Excuse me, it's a bottle of purification and a bottle of thieves. And if you're not going through those two oils in a year, then I, as your sponsor, am just not doing my job of educating you correctly. So you want to make sure they understand there's no monthly purchase required. There's no budget they need to make for this outside of the purchase and investment of their premium starter kit. And you want to let them know that's a real deal. Like, there's not some catch to it. That is the deal with Young Living. You make that starter kit purchase, and you choose later on if you want to do ER, if you want to make monthly purchases, but it's not a requirement of membership in the company at all. There's no renewal fee ever. There's no fee to join. You simply purchase the premium starter kit. Be confident in that too. And if you don't understand all those intricacies, learn them, know them, ask me if you have questions so that you can really educate your prospects on that objection. So I'm going to ask now if anybody in the chat window has other ones. I hope that I've addressed those and helped you a little bit. The other one I wanted to address is that you as a builder or you as someone who's sharing, the worst thing you can do is simply stop sharing because you're not getting likes or questions on Facebook. So put yourself out there, host a class, host an online class, even if you don't want to do an in-person one, and maybe do a vendor booth somewhere and try it. Because the biggest objection that you might not realize you're getting is that people don't understand that you actually know what you're doing. They've never seen you do anything but maybe post a picture. So reach out there, be vulnerable, and be excited to share with others and see what happens. I've had many classes where I've had people object to them by not showing up, but that's okay. That's simply that they were not ready to take that opportunity that day. They weren't ready to even show up for it. So again, you're not sharing something that people don't need. You're sharing something that everyone needs and can benefit from. Okay, so quickly, this is going to be a shorter segment, but I want to go over ways to encourage new builders. And I really broke this down. I think Susan Kinkoff is the one that asked me to do this, or maybe Susie Corbin. So first kind of set of this is how to encourage brand new people that you have enrolled to become builders. So the first way you can encourage them is maybe you have a friend who's enrolled and you're really excited to see if maybe they can, get a taste for the business. So you offer to teach a class for them and them to host the class. I would recommend if it's someone you really want to be interested in the business, make sure that you offer them some kind of incentive, like, hey, I'll give you a bottle of orange oil if you host a class for me with 3 or more people. And you can say something like, I also want to tell you that U plus 3 equals free. You enroll, March 1st, and we host a class for you March 15th. If you go ahead and enroll 3 people at that class, you have a kit for free. You won't get the money until the next month, but you'll get a check for a little over $150 as a thank you to Young Living for referring 3 new members. Make sure they understand the financial benefit. Do not ruin the opportunity for someone else to learn about the business by getting nervous that they know that you made money off of them. It is okay to share with your new members that you want to become builders that you make $50 every time someone signs up with a premium starter kit. You know why? Because they're going to perceive your value as their sponsor or their enroller and how you help them, and they're going to understand that that is a very, very generous compensation for them to simply help or refer someone else. You don't need your new person you're trying to encourage to build. They don't have to create a Facebook group. They don't have to have 10,000 classes. All they need to do is basically use and love the products and be willing to share in some format. So don't overwhelm them. Just simply talk to them about sharing and talk to them about using and loving their products. Finally with that, and I could go into a lot more detail, but I just wanted to kind of give an overview for this. Explain the opportunity in terms of future goals. Hey, Sally, I think you might be interested in the opportunity of Young Living. I know that you intend to retire your husband early from his job in the military at the age of 48. So let's talk about what your life would look like if you maybe were able to make a pretty substantial income. So talk in terms of their goals, not yours. Okay? If someone wants to build, if they basically Facebook message you or call you and they say they want to build, the worst thing you can do is not get them launched. And what I mean by launch is not get them as a quick start. You want to encourage them, talk to them how great it is to share, build them up, affirm what they're doing, make sure they understand what they're using, make sure they're sharing testimonials in your group or theirs, their personal Facebook page, resources. So connect them with all of the online resources that they can get about their oils and about business building. Put them in the connections group, and our connections group, add them to Oily Angels once they enroll in person, add them to our Applying Tracy's Wonderful Business group, get them in boot camp ASAP, and then connect them with business resources, as in network marketing resources and other things that you have used to understand this business in and out, and things you've used to understand your oils in and out. Okay? And then also you introduce to them me, we, you teaching. So that means first class, I'll teach. That's me. Second class, if you want me to, we can teach together. But by the third class, you're teaching by yourself with me in the room or without me there. Okay, so that's really how it works. And you don't have to do that exact format, but the first class you do always want to teach for them and let them look at what you're doing. So model to them how to teach a class. And then, of course, you can co-teach, and then after that, they should be able to really work on their own and maybe have you sit in on it with them or bring you back if, of course, they need extra help. The next thing you want to do is you want to determine their why. Okay, so someone wants to build. If I don't have any clue what they want to build, I'm never going to be able to encourage them in the right way. Never. Ask them to share their why. Get them to define the 25 things they will do once they hit a big rank or monthly dollar amount, and save that picture. Save that list. Know that every day when you talk to them about what they're doing in this business, they are motivated by a why. And if their why is not big enough, their actions will never match it. That goes for yourself too. But I just meant know their why and why they're doing this and how you can help them and support them every step of the way. Everyone has a different why. And everyone's why matters. And everyone's why is what drives them forward to keep doing this day after day. Okay? And then help them seal the deal by getting their first enrollment within a week of deciding they want to share. You cannot push them. You need help sharing. Hey, how can I make some calls for you? Do you want me to go over your prospect list? Can we do a phone call, a three-way phone call this week and talk to the person you think is interested? Hey, I did an online class. Have you thought about sending this and phrasing your questions this way? So try to really help them get at least one enrollment within the first week of them deciding they do like this business opportunity and they do want to share. Recognize each step of their journey. So someone hit star, congratulate them. Someone hit senior star, congratulate them. You can do it publicly through Facebook. You can send them a card in the mail. You can buy them a small gift. It doesn't matter. Just make sure that they realize that you think it's valuable. And you know what? I shouldn't say think. That you believe that them reaching this goal is so valuable, and know their time frame for reaching those goals. You don't have to ask. Maybe it can be in a public venue where people are saying it like a boot camp, but just know that they, what their time frame is that they're working from to make sure they're continuously being followed up with and encouraged along that path. Make sure they understand how they get paid. So a really bad, fail on any of our parts, and I'll say me definitely, I'm sure I fail to do this a lot, is we don't let our members know how and why they get paid what they do. So make sure you offer times to go over paychecks with people or to go over potential pay at each rank and answer questions they might have. And then the last step of this is what you're trying to do is you're simply calling and introducing the opportunity of this business to anyone who has had and using their oils. Yeah, you know why? Because they might be sharing already and you have no idea. So please make sure you're following up with people who are already using their oils and asking them, hey, are you interested at all in knowing more about sharing your oils or getting a thank you check for Young Living? Or, hey, can I help you, help your mom with the chronic pain she has? Just make sure you're really covering that those basic steps with them so they can be enabled and move forward. Or excuse me, not able, empowered. I really appreciate you spending time with me tonight. I hope these little tidbits are helpful, and I appreciate again so much the time you all invest in your business, and know that I am incredibly excited about leading this team, and I just every day wake up and hope that I can serve you and encourage you in any way that you need it. So please ask me questions on Facebook, post them here. We can set up some calls. Again, I'm just thankful for you all and what you're doing, and I hope this helps some. So have a great evening, everybody.